Okay, good evening. We're back at it, I guess, with the podcast, the Oyasumi Kef Kef podcast. Welcome back, Whale, my favorite side host.
Good evening. How have you been, Kevin?
Honestly, I've been doing great. Although I now just realized that my bottom taskbar is like visible, so I gotta make that invisible, I guess.
Good luck with that.
Wait. I don't remember how that works in Windows 11, bro. That's the oh no, never mind. I found it. Okay.
You already have Windows 11.
Yes.
How garbage is it on a scale from 1 to 10?
I mean, dude, listen, right? I didn't choose for Windows 11. When my PC broke, wait, did we even mention that in the podcast? My PC breaking?
I'm not sure. I don't.
I don't even know if you still recorded back
I'm
then.
not sure. Yeah, I don't think so.
I'll start working on the thumbnail again. But basically, during my exam period, my laptop broke, and I still passed because I'm just that good.
I remember.
But yeah, I had to send my PC to the repair place, right? And the repair place just put Windows 11 back on it instead of doing the normal
That's
Windows.
so dumb. Oh my god.
Or like Windows 10. And that's why I basically just have, that's just how I basically have Windows 11. Is it garbage? Yeah, I mean, it has a few nice things, genuinely. If you press like the Windows button and V, you get like this, your history of like copy and paste things, which is pretty nice.
It to you, that was a thing in Windows 10 as well. I do that all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, I take it back. Dude, they removed like the volume mixer. I had to install like a. I had to install. Well, I'm not so sure if they would. Well, I mean, if they didn't remove it, then I didn't have to download something that actually just emulated a volume mixer. So I'm pretty sure they removed it. Although I'm not gonna start a war about that.
That seems pretty. No, that's annoying though. I use volume mixer like every day almost.
Yeah, no, that's 100% valid. Yeah, I do have to say that a friend of mine really liked the new error sound effect, like when you do something wrong in Windows that you can't do, right? Like he actually really enjoys that.
I don't know what it sounds like.
Sound effect.
So I can't comment.
Well, go to Windows and do something that you're not allowed to do, like do an error sound effect.
Yes,
are you sure you want to install?
With the sound it makes on Windows 10, is it the same as 11?
No, Windows 11 has a new sound, and that's what he just enjoyed about it so much.
Yeah, I don't know the sound of Windows 11, and I don't have Windows 11.
Well, basically, it's a lot more. It's a lot more like calming and not super annoying loud,
I see. Interesting.
Jesus Christ, my Photoshop skills are not as good as I remember them, I guess.
Just bad.
Okay.
So.
Bad. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I don't mind actually that I'm not necessarily great at it anymore. For school I had to do it a lot, right? But now at my job I can just program the whole time. I'm not programming the whole time, but I'm really happy that I do have the privilege that I can program a lot,
Right.
Because that was where my heart was more at. So.
Did we actually? Well, no. Of course we didn't talk about your job. So how about we maybe catch up?
No. Wait. One thing I want to do first, right?
Yeah.
I feel like our podcast is the second greatest podcast of all time. And don't laugh, you jackass. Our podcast is godlike.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And I get it now. And something else that I really sad with, right, is the fact that I'm super happy that we're back, but our traditions kind of changed. I'm currently not standing in my dorm anymore. I'm standing in my home. That's or in my room, maybe that's better said. And I mean that's quite different. I didn't shower. I don't have a glass of milk with me. Like, yeah, bro. Like, I mean, the thing is, we acknowledge change and we just accept that we're back. I remember we actually made like a season 2 episode, but that never came to fruition, or like that never showed itself.
No, exactly.
So this is kind of like our reboot or revival or thing,
It's our Empire of the Millennium Falcon arc.
Dude, what does that have to do with this?
Or I guess no, it was during the Conviction arc, wasn't it? That Griffith got reborn.
Griffith came back.
Sorry, Empire of the Millennium Falcon is after that already. My bad.
Wait, Control C. Oh wait, jeez, I switched to QWERTY by the way. That's also my lord. What have I done? Oh my god. Yeah, I switched to QWERTY instead of AZERTY.
I've always had QWERTY because I'm cool.
dude. I actually screw myself so hard because the Z and W just changed position,
Mhm.
right? So if I press Ctrl
Oh.
W, I did just close my window, and I just did, so I have to redo my Photoshop. That's
jeez.
fine. I wasn't deep, but yeah, Jesus.
Uh,
No, but it's all good.
it happens.
No, but yeah. I mean, I'm actually really glad that you, in some sense, even though your school life is at its peak in difficulty and busyness,
Yeah.
that you at least find a place in your heart to bring back the podcast for the fans. You know.
Well, yeah, it's of course. Listen, if I can make time for it, then I always said this, and I hold true to it. If I can make time for it, I am more than willing to do it. It's just that I didn't see how I could manage the time within everything that's going on. But then you said like, oh, I'll edit it, and oh, we'll do it 2 times a week. Not 2 times a week. Once every 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't have. That's fine. I can do that.
I mean, I'm not so sure, but I don't think you ever edit the video though, or did you?
Well, in the sense like it did take a while to render, and also you have to make sure the audio is synced, and so that it doesn't sound like I'm talking to someone who's 2 seconds in the future.
Oh, but
And that
yeah, no, but I did.
that takes
Yeah.
not too much time, but it takes an annoying amount of time.
Yeah. Okay.
So in that sense, I was much more hesitant when you said like, oh, you know what I'm trying to say, or trying to
I guess, yeah.
insinuate.
Yeah. Dude, the thing is, I also have to say like I don't know. I don't care about how busy I ever get. Or like, well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but for example, now that I work, I play like 4 times a week of badminton. So it's
Mhm.
like, and I come back at home around 6, right,
Mhm.
from work. Then I have to eat, and after I eat, I basically have to go to badminton already for 2 hours, and then it's already like 9 in the evening.
Yeah.
I have to be like careful that I go into bed on time. So even for me, it's kind of rough, but I do think it's just so important that we keep this podcast going.
Well, I can.
And I mean,
appreciate
dude,
the
like,
dedication, yeah.
yeah, like I get like I don't know how real the views are on a channel, on my channel, I guess, you
Mhm.
know, like some of them are like 90 views. I'm like, I mean, that's probably just like rewatching a lot, you know, because I know a few friends of mine watch it and they rewatch it a lot. Like they just do it for like background noise,
Mhm.
right? And it's just like, well, I don't know how real the view count is,
Mhm.
right? But at the same time, it actually is such a good podcast in my opinion. It's just actually so fun to listen
It's
to,
just the
and it's,
second best podcast.
yeah, like yeah, who can really contest outside of Joe Rogan, you know?
Trash.
Like I don't even know any other podcasters. Wait a second. So then I mask this. Okay. And yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I do have to say, like, do you? I don't think we're gonna post this on Spotify though.
No, because that would
Like, for
cost
real, though?
money and stuff. I think.
Yeah, if our fans just gave us some Patreon money, you know,
Patreon.
we
Only,
could
how about
consider it.
OnlyFans money?
Oh man, dude, did we ever like? No, we're not discussing OnlyFans in this episode. Sorry, that's for fan service February or something.
Fan service February. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, dude, fan service February. Holy dude, Photoshop. Yeah, Photoshop 2023. The new update is crazy good, dude. It's so good at recognizing faces. Holy crap.
Well, I don't. That's great. I don't know. I don't have the Photoshop, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, that's
But
totally
it
cool.
does. Like, Photoshop is cool.
By the way, Whale. So
Uh-huh.
how are you feeling about Overwatch 2? How do you like? Because you're an avid Overwatch 1
Oh,
enjoyer,
bro.
and Overwatch 2
Bro.
is yeah.
It was so much. I had too much fun, to be honest. I was playing it last night when I installed it, right? And it actually worked because I figured out, oh, if I close Discord, then suddenly I'm able to play. And I don't know if I ever told you how. No, of course I did. But for the viewers, I was pretty good at Overwatch 1 when it was on console. I only played on console because my PC is garbage. And when it came out, it was like 2016. I think the first event that I was there for was Chinese New Year. And after a while, I think I hit my peak at around like 2017, 2018ish, and I was one game away from hitting master rank. But then everything went to all hell. It was complete like pandemonium, and people started getting mad at me and stuff, and it was like my most toxic game experience. And I didn't like it anymore. I didn't like the game anymore. It didn't feel the same because all of my friends, you know, it was just a whole ordeal. But playing it again, and playing against low level people because the game thinks, you know, you're low level. I swear, when I play characters I know how to play, such as Lucio or whatever, I don't lose games. I don't lose games.
Wait, Lucio. That's the guy who can walk on walls.
Yeah, it's the music guy. He used to be my main, together with Zenyatta, and later on in the games.
Wait, Zenyatta? Wow,
yeah, I used to be a Zen
I played
main.
Zenyatta a bit.
But that skill doesn't really transfer, I guess. It's difficult because my aim is obviously not as good as it was at my quote-unquote gaming peak. But even then it was on console, so it doesn't translate that well. But the game sense and like the idea of how it all works and knowing the maps and stuff is still there. And I feel so cool when I play Lucio, basically. I just feel cool, and that's nice.
I mean, yeah, feeling cool is like, in my opinion, one of the big reasons to play the
exactly.
game, you know?
So I was really happy with that experience again. I just hope it doesn't distract me too much because I don't have time.
I mean, I know a certain guy who likes to just uninstall his games after every game session. Like, I cannot. I think that's just so stupid. Liquid Shep.
Does Shepard actually listen to the podcast?
He recently started listening to the
really?
podcast, but that's not. I mean, that's yeah. Let's just keep that out of the way.
Right.
But yeah, like I do have to say, like yeah, just like uninstalling and reinstalling games. Like I don't know why people do it so much. Honestly, that's like people do that a lot. If you didn't know, like they'll uninstall a game. Oh, new Apex Legends update, and I just download the game again and play it. Like,
no, I don't quite understand it either. I don't really do that myself. So,
I mean, maybe we're just not privileged enough. You know, we don't have that fast internet speeds.
For real, bro. Could you imagine having fast internet speed, bro? You have to understand. I waited like hours for Overwatch 2 to install, and it's not even that heavy of a game, I don't think. But it took so long. My download speed, like the Blizzard installer thing, tells you how fast you're downloading things. It was 3.9 at best, 3.99 megabytes per second.
What the fuck were you saying? Megabytes?
Did I? Yeah, megabytes, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, at first you wanted to say. At first you like slapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, that did happen, but you know.
Dude, I do have to say, like, I don't know if you have anything to say about this, but this is something I just think about a lot recently, right? It's just because I actually unironically started looking at inflation. I was like, damn. I don't know if you know about this many stuff about inflation and stuff, right? But I genuinely I feel so bad for certain people. Like, I mean, everyone gets screwed except unless you're like super rich, right? But like, damn, I can't believe like, I recently learned about this from via a friend. Like, he told me like, oh, like a guy at badminton, he just like, yeah, the average like snack bar place that sells fries and stuff, right? They have to like pay like 10K a month now because the gas and stuff is like 4 times the price with electricity and stuff, and they're always
absolutely insane, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I don't even understand how you're not like bankrupt by now then, you know, but
yeah, especially since like the wages and stuff come up together to compensate for,
along with the inflation.
Like very slowly though. It happens quite slowly. It depends from like place to place. I'm pretty sure the people that get it first are people who get government money, but I may be wrong. Well, of course, the people that get it first are the super rich, but second, I think, is government money. So, if you, for example, like, what's it called? Like whenever you get a child in Belgium, you can get money because you own this many children or own that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
child money, like
Yeah.
geld. I don't know.
That conceptually, I think that should make sense. And stuff like that gets updated more quickly than in terms of like how much it's supposed to give with inflation and stuff. It gets updated more quickly than stuff like, I don't know, your wages when you work at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's just an interesting thing. But no, inflation go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I generally don't know what to say. Like, I mean, I don't like it either, right? Like, there's no place where I'm like, yo, hold up, I'm vibing, right? It's like, I'm not enjoying it either. But there are people who are far worse off, and it's, I don't know, it's pretty sad.
It
And
is sad.
the thing that I also kind of find funny, or like funny, maybe
Not
it's
funny,
wrong.
haha,
but-
funny, annoying.
No. Like, people like complain a lot now, and like, dude, I was talking to a dude, right, and he was telling me like, you know, it's actually pretty healthy that we're complaining so much. And I was like, what? How is it healthy that we complain so much? And he's like, yeah, at least people are like voicing their concerns and stuff. And like, because he was like, yeah, like for example, in Japan or something like that, you know, they have like, I know that for example Japan about this, like Japan has like issues with like growing population because they just don't grow up. The population just doesn't grow. It's literally like a stable
Yeah.
number or something
Mhm.
like that, right? And it's like nobody really talks about that stuff. And he's like, yeah, man, this is like healthy. It's like toxic positivity to not complain. I was like, oh shit, man, I'm busting some complaints out here. Like I'm gonna bust some complaints, dude.
No,
But,
I agree
yeah.
with the guy actually that complaining is a good thing. Especially like if a public a people are able to complain, I think that's a sign among others that a country is better off than it could have been. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's doing well, of course, but it's just better off than it could have been. Like, oftentimes, like, my favorite story, no, it's not my favorite, but like, one of my favorite stories in One Piece. I'm just gonna say the name One Piece.
yeah.
When people complain and stuff, it's kind of seen as a good thing. In the sense that you have places like Skypiea, which is an arc within One Piece, where, you know, the villain in that arc legitimately hears everything within the island, and the moment you complain a little, bam, you're dead, or bam, you get punished.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
in that sense, like, people don't complain, but like shit is really bad, and that's taking its toll on their mental health, of course.
Dude, have you seen China?
Sorry, what? You cut out.
What? You wanna preserve your social
You
credits?
cut out. I can't hear you.
You wanna preserve your social? Is that what you're saying? You wanna preserve your social credit, you bastard?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah. No. Okay, bro. You care about your social credit, genuinely?
No, of course not. Of course not. I don't care. Now shut up.
Dude, you're. I can't believe who you changed. Well, you changed. You're actually following the mainstream, dude. What the heck happened to you?
Fuck China. We don't.
No,
we don't.
no. Okay, no. Say China's president's name and calm. No, actually, don't. Dude, there's like this one video game that actually like got removed from China because they said like the president looked like Winnie the Pooh
Yeah,
or something.
it's so funny.
yeah, like-
still.
Dude, no, dude. I mean, look, it would have been funny if that happened to like a Hollywood movie, but not to game
Oh,
developers,
well,
bro.
okay, fair, but like, it's not funny, haha. It's funny. You know.
Dude, I swear to God, I cannot imagine. Dude, game developing is such a depressing job in some sense.
Yeah.
Like, well, like they're like one of the most ultimate labors of love, if you ask me.
Labors
in some
of
sense.
love. Now you're talking
Yeah, like
my language.
you really have to like love video games and the creation of it to make something like that. Because video games are pain to make, bro.
Well, yes, completely.
I watched like a fucking 40-minute video of a guy explaining how to make doors,
Uh-huh.
right? And apparently of course, I understand this myself because I worked a little bit in Blender,
Mhm.
right? But like in 3D, nothing, like everything can just go through each other, right? There's no like if I hit the door now, I hit the
Yeah,
door.
mhm.
Like my hand cannot go
Yeah.
through it, but the computer doesn't
Of course
understand
not,
that, right?
no, yeah.
And so how they open doors is always like really difficult to get as close as possible, right?
Mhm.
Because it also depends on animation. And then you also have to think about the fact, like, okay, so the door goes open,
Mhm.
right? Now you have to animate the person moving backwards and their whole body naturally moving
Yeah.
backwards and opening that door. And now the other hard thing is, do you make the effort for another animation where you like open the door in the same direction, or do you just say fuck it, I don't care anymore, I just open the door like a flip flop thing, you
Mhm.
know? Because technically you can only open a door from one direction where you push
Yeah,
it, right?
exactly.
And that's why the games like Fortnite, for example, they just use the force and just open doors.
I mean,
They
yeah, but like
just don't-
it's efficient. It's
Yeah, no, but I mean, if you think about it, art is like being super efficient with your resources in some sense. I mean, anime is really good at that stuff.
anime
you know?
is fantastic at it. It's kind of scary sometimes. Though I give animators a bit too hard of a time sometimes when it comes to like my babies. Like for example with
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man. Right now, a lot of people are
Do you think Chainsaw Man is bad?
the anime adaptation. I haven't
Yeah,
watched
right now? Do you
the episodes yet actually, but I
Ah.
didn't like the opening. I didn't like the animation in the opening. And so I haven't
Uh,
I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet. I should, but just to be more fair.
I've only watched the first episode. The second episode is already out, but I didn't. And probably the third one by now
Yeah,
as well.
probably third indeed.
But yeah, no.
But yeah, indeed. I'll see if I when I find the motivation to. Chainsaw Man 2 though, like
Dude.
the what's it called? The manga. A banger right now. Latest chapter dropped recently. Oh my god, it was so good.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know why. I kind of dislike myself with this, but I'm so bad at watching TV shows and watching movies, and I also get so. And the thing is, I don't know why, but I'm so like like toxically critical of some shows or movies when I watch them, to the point where I don't. I mean, I always had like I was always quite critical,
Mhm.
right? But like sometimes. For example, I hate it. I almost just drop a show sometimes just because it has a cliffhanger, because I find it such a cheap way of writing, and I'm just like, this is so lame and so bad. If you're a good writer, I'm interested anyway. I don't need a cliffhanger, and then I just stop the show.
I
just
I
stop.
kind of get you because the main reason why I never like it took me a really long time to actually get invested in Attack on Titan because it's the same thing because I thought that killing the mother of Eren in the first episode was a cheap way to get like a reaction, and it pissed me off to such a degree that I stopped watching. So I completely get you.
It's like I don't even want to be that. Like the thing is, like sometimes it's not even like a bad cliffhanger or something, right? But it's just like I just feel so lamed out, or like sometimes this is like the thing. Like I for example, throughout watching like a movie, sometimes I'm like, oh, this is great. But no, I had this with Kill Bill. I was so mad about this. Like I loved Kill Bill 1, right? Kinda like the last part, I was kinda done with it, right? But this is also just because I watched this on YouTube. I watched some loser on YouTube say like, yeah, this one has a lot of filler, or this has like this movie or concept has a lot of fat, so it's like they're not getting to the bone and stuff, right? And because of that, I have like a trigger in my head, quote unquote, where I'm like, oh, this is just not a new idea. This is not a cool thing. It's just alright. And then I just in my head just block it out as, oh, it's bad, you know. And it's like, no, that's not how I want to be, you know.
No, I get it completely.
And the best part as well is then before I watch the show, I have a higher opinion of the show because I only watch clips and analysis. And then when I watch the show, I'm like, what? This is dog poop. Like, it's like, oh no, why do I have to be that way, you know?
I get it completely. It's it's definitely become a bit of an art to enjoy a show and just enjoy it. Maybe that sounds privileged and evil, like you're coming from an ivory tower of like, oh, everything has to be pure art, but like it does take a little while to enjoy art in a turn your brain off kind of way. Like
No, you don't even. No, it's just stop being mad type of way, or like just watch the show, you know, like just enjoy it or something, you know, like that's the thing that I just have, like but that's also just I think because I play too many video games, I'm like I just wanted. It's just too passive as well in some sense, you know. Like I just sit there and I watch a show, and I'd rather be the cool guy in a video game than you know watching a show.
I mean, yeah.
It's like
I guess I'd rather vicariously live through some written cool guy that I'm reading right now.
Yeah, but then I'd have that with reading. That again, with reading, I feel like I give myself into something, right? Like this is. I told you this already before, but like when I read something, I get radical as stuff. You know, like I like envision their concepts or like what they explain or what they say, right? And that's also partially because they're good writers, you know. But sometimes, and what I love about it, in like actually like what I find a good show then, or good movie scene, in a fight scene, for example, when I actually think in my head, there's no options. It's just what can you do, and I'm just like blocked out. Then I think, oh my god, that's so good, right? But for example, in John Wick, I never have that. I just think, oh, nice fight scene. But after 2 hours, I'm like, yo, I don't need another fight scene anymore. You know, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just pointless. It's just like, okay, well, I mean, I've had my enjoyment, but like, yeah, it's been enough.
Right.
Although I probably will watch the new John Wick movie if it comes out. I don't know anything
I
about
haven't
it, but
watched a single John Wick movie, so I can't.
yeah, I mean,
Oh.
yeah, it's pretty, or like, I don't know, because the thing is, when I watch it with other people, or like the last show I really enjoyed watching and actually paid attention to was Squid Game. Like,
You mean mid game?
Yes.
You mean mid game?
yeah, Squid Game is actually not mid. I cannot believe people. Well, the hype, well, of course, it was overhyped, you know, but I can't really. I can't, dude. I genuinely think it was very enjoyable. So it's like, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know. I never actually watched beyond episode 1 because I just wanted to see.
Oh.
Like, I saw this meme with like you know, you know the one where they where they like do the red light green light thing, but they're like
Yeah.
twerking and all that stuff.
I don't know that. I'm not on TikTok.
This was not shown to me on TikTok. This was sent within the Roll20 Discord on memes. That's where I saw it the first time, and I found that so fucking hilarious that I told my sister, "Hey, Lena, which episode does this come from?" And she said, "Oh, it's the first one." So I just watched the first one just to see the original scene.
I see.
It's thoroughly disappointing.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Well, dude, I do have to say, like, I feel like I should consume more media, but it's just so. It's not even bad media. The thing is, I literally watch like 2 or 3 shows a year, literally the last few years, right? To the point where I feel like I can literally filter and be like that picky guy that only watches good stuff, right? Basically. But even then, I struggle a lot. The one thing I do also have a commitment for is Kaguya Love is War. That one is banger. I love Kaguya Love is War. But yeah, it's like because I also feel like I should consume a lot because big plot twist, everyone, or easy plug. I mean, it's like I'm kind of writing a book thing, you know, and I feel
I know.
No, but I feel like now that, especially now I'm writing, I do my best to like think about the works I like and draw inspiration from them, and then also use my own way of writing. But I also feel like I should just consume way more because I'm 19. There's so much content, so much media I've not seen and experienced, right?
For sure.
But the thing is, it's so much media is also just I just can't be interested or I can't be bothered in some sense, right? Like yo, I used to believe that I would actually go and watch all the Star Wars movies, but that hope is long lost, bro. Like I'm not gonna watch all the Star Wars movies. But I know it's pretty decent at least, you know.
Well,
like,
no.
Dude, stop hating. I still somewhere hold out hope I'm gonna watch all the long Lord of the Rings movies and all the Harry Potter movies again, because I know they're both really good stories, really well made. But man, it's like also I was gonna tell myself, yeah, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. I still haven't.
I watched like part
like
of it,
yeah, it's rough. Like I don't know. I also it's just so easy for me to also just I don't know. Like it's also just in video games. I feel like I also program myself to enjoy it. You know, like if you just, for example, if I watch League of Legends, I don't understand much of it, so I don't really enjoy it, right? And I don't know about you, but so But the thing is, for example, same with Overwatch. When I played Overwatch, I had no idea what the hell was going on,
Yeah.
right? But after a while, you program yourself, or you learn the game,
Uh-huh.
right? And then you like the game. You're like, oh yeah, nice sound effect. Oh no, now I release dopamine. So I might have just brain hacked myself to just enjoy certain video games over a show that I'm unfamiliar
Right.
with. You know?
No, actually, it's funny you bring that up because like we were recently talking in one of my classes about how the concept of being you is very malleable in the sense that well basically the professor talked about this with the example of drinking alcohol, where it's like he
Uh-huh.
asked one of the students, he was like, do you drink alcohol? He says yes. Do you drink beer? He says yes. Do you like beer? He says yes. And then he's like, okay, but the first time you drank it, did you like it? And then the answer was no. And so he's like, well, you see how we kind of refine these parts of ourselves and are able to at least mold the tastes that we have. And I think in a very profound way, that's true. Like, we are able to refine and choose to a certain extent what we do and don't like, and it's kind of scary in that way too.
Wait. You think we can choose what we like?
Well, in a certain way, we definitely can. Yes.
Oh man. Okay, let's get about this, right? Well, I've been talking. I told you a little bit about it, like when we were car calling. So when I'm on my way home from work, I call with some people, right? And we talked about this about like genetics and like some type of determinism, right? Like things are already set in stone. We don't really have power over it, right? As I got older, quote unquote older, I always think to myself a little bit like, we don't have much. Like, the older and older I get, the more I realize certain things are just not your fault. Some things you just don't have in control, right?
Of course, yes.
And it makes me think like, it makes me believe more in determinism in a sense, if that makes sense. Just because, well, wait a second. In the sense of like, yeah, for example, some people. Like, why do I like badminton and I don't necessarily like bowling or no, wait, no, let me give you another example. Some people are just naturally better than others at, like, for example, math, right? And let's say I'm not good at math, although math was my favorite subject, but let's say I'm not good at math and I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I am almost completely determined to enjoy math significantly less or almost not, just because I'm not good at it and I'm struggling a lot at it compared to the guy who is naturally good at it and will love it, right?
Yeah.
And there's also things like, if your if your home situation is really bad, for example, right? And I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not educated about that thing, but like attachment styles are different because of that and stuff.
Indeed.
I don't want to make a statement on that. I don't really know how it works, but it just makes you think, right? Like, is that in your control? No, it's not in your control. And of course, with a lot of therapy and a lot of like focus on changing who you are, you can become a better person or this and that, right? Like I love watching this on. This is one of the few shows I can watch. Is when your humongous fat people lose weight. Like just that is something I can watch for fucking like not for days, but I watch that a lot, right? Like I found it super inspiring when I watch super fat people lose weight.
You mean like
that's one of the
shows
things.
like I Used to Be Fat, right?
Yes, it could be like that. I'm not so sure. One I know was like 42 stone or something, or like
I think I know that one.
because like I don't know, yeah, like something with like 8 kilos is 1 stone or something, and then they talk about losing stones.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that, yeah, right? Or like my 500-pound life, I think is it's called like that.
I can understand why that's
I also
cathartic, yeah.
And yeah, like I'm not gonna say like your life is completely determined, right? But for example, this is I also talked this with you about this. Like, I don't necessarily always encourage the homies to ask a girl out, because sometimes I think to myself like, damn, that girl is just way out of your league. No offense, but I don't see a chance, right? And then I don't want to give the homies like that advice of like, yeah, go for it, man. You're good dude. You're hygienic. I like you. You're funny. You have a good
You're
chance
hygienic.
because you have good hygiene. I don't know. And I mean, they could have all those factors,
Mhm.
right? But I don't want to hype someone up for something that could just be a humongous fail in the chance of dating, right?
But
Like,
then, like, the
and the thing is, I'm just gonna break the homie's heart. Right? You know, you hype someone up for like, this is I use this topic specifically because I think a lot of people can relate. Like, it hurts a lot when you know in your head you're like yeah, and then you sit in a situation and it's uncomfortable and you make the person uncomfortable and that's not what you want to do, and it just turns into something a bit of a mess and you're just not proud of
Mhm.
yourself. And I don't do that because in my head it's almost 99% determined that it's just not gonna be a great thing, homie. Like, yeah, and that's something. Yeah, like I just said to him, like, yeah, what can you do really? You know, maybe Russia just puts the middle finger up your face and you have to move country. You know, like, is that fair or something? Like, I don't know. So I don't know actually what my exact point was, but like I feel like a lot of things in your existence are determined, and I don't know how you want to cope with that, because I don't really like stoicism, and a good friend of mine, Shabon, actually, oh you know
Of
Shabon,
course.
he said it in a great way. In his opinion, stoicism is just wait. So I call stoics statues with beards.
Okay.
uh, and he said, and he described it like, yeah, statues with beards basically just said, life's so bad, better kill my emotions.
I mean, ki- I don't know. I think stoicism really has something going for it.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that, well, to backtrack, right, to the entire determined thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To me, wait, there are certain things that are doomed to fail. Like, you can't jump out of your window and expect to fly. And
Mhm.
yes, I could play the
Okay.
skeptic here, but as a lot of people would say, a skeptic can write at his desk about all the skeptic things, blah blah. But you know, the moment he enters, the moment he exits his living room, he's a normal person. Despite that,
Yeah.
or anyway, but the thing is that with a lot of other things within life that we might see as determined, such as whether or not you're good at math or whatever, well, again, there are, like, if you have a mental disability that
Yeah.
makes you kind of interpret things as if being a 3-year-old, you know, stuff like that, then yes,
Yeah.
of course, it's kind of set in stone. But outside of that, I do think, like I have a genuine belief that anyone, assuming they are not, like, in such a point of mental degradation that they can't remember things at all or something like that, but, like, anyone could follow any course at a university level and pass, assuming they had enough time. Give someone 500 years, and I'd like, assuming, you know, all these things, like they say in perfect health, all that type of stuff, everything is fine within their life. Give someone like 500 years max, I think they could complete any study, because most of the studies are,
Okay.
or at least in my experience with you know, my philosophy study, is it's just memorize a bunch of things, and what makes it difficult is not necessarily, though in some cases it definitely is,
Well, yeah. Okay. Good. No, I'll let you finish your point.
well, in some cases it definitely is the difficulty of the subject itself, right? But in a lot of cases, I would say that it's just because it's so much at the same time that makes it hard to manage. That is
Okay. Yeah.
that's-
I'm still following.
that's
Yes.
it. Like, so my point is that if we can do that with something like college, then why not with other things that we would, you know, if you get how I'm trying to finish that off.
Well, the thing is, not everyone has that much time, right? Like,
Of course not. No.
I also just want to, I don't want to be the doomer or like the pessimist, right? But it's just something I sit with, and it's like, let me say it like this, right? To get back at the girl example, right?
Uh-huh.
If you went to an all boys school, ain't no chance you're getting a high school love, all right? Or well,
You could be gay
in high
but
school.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I was thinking the straight
Yeah.
way. Sorry, I'm in the heterosexual gaze. My
Yeah,
bad. Bro.
like,
The hetero. Oh my god. Dude, that's actually pretty funny. Like male gaze and female gaze and stuff like that. But like no, but like, it's just. That's something I'm actually also trying to capture in my book. Actually. Oh wow,
oh my god,
easy
nice,
plugs.
nice.
But it's like I like it. I like it a lot actually. Where like this is also just in a lot of general youth books, right? Is when people are nostalgic or like sad about the fact that they had like a chance or a beautiful memory, but they made nothing out of it,
Mhm.
basically, right? And I'm not gonna try that story, but what I basically want to get at is like I do really enjoy that feeling of this should be awesome, but I'm not making it awesome in some sense.
Yeah,
You get
I
what
get
I
what
mean?
you
Yeah.
mean. It's it's
Like-
a feeling of actually, you could relate that a lot to modern day. Since we are on the subject of boys and girls and all that type of stuff, you could relate that to pornographic material and how it sets unrealistic expectations, and how within current
Yeah.
society the romanticization of losing your virginity and stuff and the touch of a woman, blah blah blah, is just so high that a lot of people
Yeah.
just feel disappointed, and it's kind of that feeling whenever they do have a first time.
But Whale,
Yeah.
now that you do have a girlfriend, how does it feel to touch women? You're Overwatch player.
Anyway, um,
How does it feel to touch grass?
how does it feel to touch grass? Well, it feels pretty green, not gonna lie, but
Dude. Dude, yeah, explain. Yeah, no, like feeling green, dude. Damn.
yeah, bro, feeling green.
No, but yeah, no, go ahead. Go on.
But yeah, so that feeling of, oh, this should be great, but it isn't, can be applied to the idea of losing your virginity, but then within the context of current societal expectations of what that should be like, it is kind of unattainable. Like that idea of the virginity losing, like sex being so fantastic, so spiritually liberating, that it should be this amazing thing all the time, while in reality it often can be disappointing from time to time.
Okay. Man, I thought you were gonna do the Thanos quote.
Thanos quotes?
Reality is often disappointing.
That was not my intention. That was not where I was leading
Dude,
to.
I actually vibe with depressed Thanos. I didn't watch in Endgame, and I almost not remember nothing about Infinity War, except the stupid effect that they stole from Tokyo Ghoul. But
Wait,
yeah,
which effects are we talking about?
when people die, they do like the faded effect or distortion
Oh,
effect.
really?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it first at Tokyo Ghoul, so I was like, oh, they stole from Tokyo Ghoul.
No, I see.
But
It's kind of funny.
yeah. Oh my god.
I kind of have
Yeah.
something to show you. You're working on the
Okay.
on the thingy, right?
I already finished the thumbnail. I'm just programming.
Yeah. Well, I have this. I have created my own version of the thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
You know the
We're in for it.
concept thing that I told you about before we started.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Let me quickly send it to you real quickly. This was kind of what I was talking about conceptually.
You did it in Paint or something, or?
No, I just I did it in Photoshop, but not the newest version. Sort of what I was
Oh, no,
talking
that's
about,
cool.
and then like maybe somewhere a blue color at the bottom, but I don't know. I didn't think it fit.
Well, maybe I'll use it because mine isn't great right now.
I'm quite happy with it actually.
yes.
I think it's quite eye catching.
Yeah, that's honestly great though. Small tips is actually wait a second there. you want to push the title or the top part a little bit
Okay.
down,
The
and then the one a little bit more to the right and down.
to the right and down.
Because I am assuming. Well, I always think in the mobile format, and on the bottom right, you always have to imagine the time. Like let's say the video is 20 minutes, then 20 minutes are going to be gone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to steal part of the vision, right?
Yeah, true.
And so you always want to put the text in the middle so it's easier to read, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, do the Kef with F,
Sorry?
please. That's how I prefer it.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, my bad.
No, that's honestly a better thumbnail than mine. Mine looks a bit too meme-like, so that's great.
Great. Glad you like it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. How long have you been running the podcast again, dude?
It's around.
Am I going over your time limit?
It's getting to 45 minutes, so I was thinking about like
Holy
wrapping it up.
soups.
I looked at the time and I was like, what? How did that happen?
Dude, this podcast. Look, this is such a good podcast. We lose track of
We
time.
lose track of time. We do that. Yeah.
Dude, imagine if I hope like heaven exists and we go. Well, I mean, I don't know if I would go to it, but you know, I lied a lot when I was a kid, so I might have like burned my good chances anymore. Dude, but the thing is, I would lie about things that don't even matter. I was like, yeah, I pissed in the second urine war, not the third. Like, who cares?
What?
But yeah, I don't know. I would just like, you know how like in school breaks you have to, like go to the toilet and they have like the most disgusting toilets, but and then I would just piss in like they're like 4 toilets for example to sit on, right? And then I don't know why, but I just be like, yeah, I pissed in the second toilet, while I, for example, pissed in the 4th toilet. And I didn't.
What are
like,
you even on about?
Yeah, no, but I would lie about things like that, and so maybe I lied so much when I was a kid that I don't go to heaven. But to go back to the heaven thing, right? If you would be in heaven, right, and we would just be, so I assume like emotions like barely exist, maybe, because like there's no bad emotions, there's no pain in heaven, right?
Well, it depends on which idea of heaven you subscribe to, but yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
okay, but let's say it's like the idealized one, right? There's no pain and stuff, right? And there's no fatigue. We don't have a concept of like we're literally in like an empty spot, like a white void, right? We're standing there, and we're having the podcast, right? How long do you think we would go on until we'd be like, and someone told us that we should aim for a certain time period that is above an hour, and we have to like aim for that time period in the podcast and just say stop. We're quote unquote at the 8-hour mark. What hour period would you take then?
We're in heaven. Fatigue doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm just legitimately just have me do a conversation until I run out of topics, and if we're in heaven, I assume that would be like whatever, like idealized version to me. So what would make me happy? Well, I've always said this and I will continue to say it. I love the idea of amassing a gigantic amount of knowledge. So if heaven just like is idealized and personalized to your own whims and wills, then I will legitimately be one of the smartest people. In the sense that I would just know an absorbent amount of things. So you could put me in there for like almost infinity amount of time, because I would probably be able to say something of substance on almost every single topic in existence.
Yeah, but how long do you think our conversation would go until we'd be like, yeah, that's enough. I'm out of material. I don't want to talk anymore. Like how many hours?
Bro,
how fast
for
would time go past by?
heaven would make me the happiest it could possibly make me. I could talk forever. I could talk forever. The universe is infinitely large. I could talk for hours about the ideas humans had on a helium atom and how it transformed from the ancient Greeks with the atomus, and I could go into the etymological nature of the word atom and how it came from Democritus and his pupil. He was a pupil of Leucippus, and I could talk about the beef that Leucippus had with all these other people in ancient Greek times, and I could talk about. Do you have any idea how much shit I could talk about?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Would the time just fly by, you think?
At a certain moments, it might get boring to certain viewers.
Yeah, so around what time do you think that? What hour mark do you get?
That's what you mean. All right.
Yeah.
probably like, I think the most time you could get away with is 11.
11 hours.
I am not joking. If you are interesting enough, 11 hours is probably the. People are not gonna watch it in one way, in one go. No way, unless they're like 5 years.
Dude, people would sleep to it. People would sleep to it and then wake up and that's just oh yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, people these days have like 5-hour sleep sessions where they'd be like, "Yo, I didn't miss that much," and then, dude. So when you graduate, right? Do we do an 11-hour episode, a celebration?
A celebration in an 11-hour episode. That sounds kind of base, not gonna lie.
I mean, we don't do it the moment you pass, because that's kind of a masochist move.
It is a bit of a masochist move, yes. But no, I do like the idea. Yes, so why not?
Dude, imagine that you like finish your last exam. Alright, boys, we post an 11-hour podcast now. Oh my god, that is. Ooh, that you have to be strong for that type of stuff.
You do have to be strong for it, yeah. But okay, Kevin.
Yeah.
I moved the things a little bit. It's.
Oh, you recomposition.
Yes, but it's a little bit annoying with the Griffith. Griffith is a bit in the way for the one, and it feels a little bit cluttered.
No, it's totally. Let it, like that's the thing as well. Like I learned. Okay, that's going to be the last thing we talk about, and then maybe we should just close it out, right? No, but like I still I love this is the best thing about my direction I did, right? I love the fact that I actually kind of have a better eye for art now. You're thinking too much in the sense of everything should be separate, but letting things grow over each other gives another dimension of like touch to it, or like existence of it. You know?
I see.
This is something if you start drawing, a lot of people struggle with. I don't know how to explain it, but everything feels pasted 2D on top of each other. And while good artists can make everything feel very 3D, if that makes sense, you know?
I get what you mean.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, feel free to just keep it in that way. Although, oh my god, you still didn't change the letters, bro.
I did not. I didn't send it yet.
Okay.
I'm editing a little bit more so that it's a little bit more cluttered, I guess. But
okay. Oh yeah. So by the way, a quick plug for my book, right? A quick plug, closing word for the book. Well, I wanted to say it's kind of like a slice of life comedy-ish type of show. I want to say I inspired it by Regular Show and BoJack Horseman, although I never watched BoJack Horseman. But I'm not gonna say that anymore because Will told me BoJack Horseman is depressing as poop.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
I think anyone who has watched even like a few seasons of the show will agree with me. Okay, so
yeah, yeah, dude, I think it's hilarious. I mean. How did you really cry?
Yes.
Like after a certain period, you just keep crying every episode for BoJack Horseman?
Yes, that did happen to me. I didn't end up finishing BoJack Horseman though. I don't know if I told you, but.
Well, yeah, I know, to save your mental state.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was making me genuinely depressed. Like one of the last episodes I watched was one without any audio. It was actually one of the best ones. It was like an entire episode in which BoJack is like traveling underwater. Okay. But he doesn't talk because he's underwater, and it's this amazing episode. But there's no dialogue. Well, there is a little bit at the end, but yeah, it's fantastic. And anyway, is this better or?
Dude, I honestly think no dialogue is pretty cool.
It is cool.
No, that's definitely great.
Right,
yeah.
Great. In that case.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I think we can.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming back to our beloved podcast.
Thank you very much.
Well, do you have any closing words? Because I actually just took the closing words from you and something.
Not really. It's fine.
All right. So yeah, if you pay to our Patreon, we will actually put it on Spotify. Otherwise, we don't.
Yeah.
And
if we reach the hallmark.
Yeah, like I quote unquote wrote this book. I don't know if it's already going to be published actually by the time.
By the time. Hello.
What do you say?
You said, I don't know if it's going to be published by the time.
By the time this video the podcast is released, right? But Will, you do have to tell me actually. Now that I realize, what you read it a bit. You didn't finish it yet, or I didn't finish the chapter by the time either. But you had a pretty decent opinion of it in it.
Yes, I did have a decent opinion. Oh yes, okay. We're going to plug a little bit more. I see. So there is one specific piece of. I struggle to call it prose, but it's almost like prose, which I really liked, which had to do with a flower, and that I really liked. The characterization within the first chapter was also pretty good. So yeah, no, I did have positive opinions of it. I also had some comments, as you know.
Yeah, no.
The overall vibe was pretty baller.
Yeah, thank you. I was also really surprised. I was like, damn, don't want to hang myself on reading this. So rereading, I mean. So I was like, yeah, then it's not too bad, I guess. But
exactly. If hanging yourself is not.
so yeah, yeah, I'm glad that we got together again for another episode. I really hope we can really just redo this and just keep doing it, because it's a fun podcast. Time flies by.
Exactly, it does.
And yeah.
Alright.
All right.
Well.
All right. So everyone, Oyasumi as usual.
Ciao ciao.
And have a good night.
Alright. Same here.